Hey, what's going on? Zero Day Jay here. Hope all is well. It's Sunday, October 20th. I was about to upload this video right here. This is the video I recorded on Friday about how my day went with Apex, but there's been some developments in terms of their new rules that are going to be being released tomorrow, apparently, allegedly, most likely. I'd say 100% definitely. And I'm going to talk about them. But before I do that, let me just show you how I did, because I do post update videos. I never posted my Apex update video. Hope you could see that, but as you can see here, I have this brand new eval, this 150K. I couldn't really trade much. I didn't have any time to trade really Friday during the day when I woke up. I didn't give myself enough time. That was it. Not because of anything. I just didn't give myself enough time. I had a bunch of life shit that just got in the way. And I only traded this. I got this up $221. I traded my funded account. Only managed to get $21. I wasn't like doing a flip day or anything like that. And I only traded that funded account. This is a brand new one. That was the second day. I have this other funded account that's up $860. Didn't even get around to trading that. So that's how my Apex day went. Now, let's go talk about these rules. And I found out about them in the Discord yesterday. Became a very heavily discussed topic. Obviously, it always is. Apex has been doing some a lot of shit recently that's been controversial, basically since May. I think they came out from under that. But now, I mean, a lot of people are going to have mixed feelings about this. Most people are probably going to be fucking pissed. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm a little, I don't know. I'm finally figuring out how to trade with them and, get payouts, right? And then now they throw this fucking curveball, right? So here's what happened. Just a couple weeks ago, they announced that they are going, not even a week, like a week ago, they announced, hey, we're no longer going to have 10-day payout windows. Well, we're no longer going to have payout windows at all. So no more 1st to the 5th, no more 15th to the 20th, and it's not going to be 10 days anymore. So now it's 8 days, and basically anytime you get your 8 days in and you're eligible for a payout, you'll be able to request. Okay, that's awesome, right? That's exciting news. And then the other thing that they announced, which kind of pissed me off in a way because I got denied a fucking payout because of this, was that you could DCA again, which is great, right? Although I don't know, it's still, they say within, proper, risk management, blah, 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 whatever. But I was denied a payout back in May. What would have been my second ever payout and 2 weeks apart from my first ever payout because I DCA'd the shit out of the account because there were a couple of times I found myself within $100 or $200 of blowing the account in some fucked up trades, and I DCA'd my way out of it because DCAing can work if you do it appropriately, or if you do it like a degenerate, even then it can work. But nonetheless, that was around the time they decided to enforce their rules, and DCAing was one of them. They didn't want you to, add to a position more than once. They would consider that a violation. So even if you scaled into trades and you had 3 different levels of scaling and you added and it just kept going up and it hit the second level of the order and it was a good trade anyway, that was considered a violation. But anyway, so I was kind of annoyed. That was a whole shit show, that whole fucking situation. And then here we are a few months later. They're asking for videos in August, which not that big of a deal to me. I didn't get asked to make a video, but everyone who I know that got asked to make a video and made it got paid. And then now they've been paying really fast for the most part, but now they had this probation shit. There's always some weird shit going on with them. I haven't been affected by any of it as of yet, aside from that one payout denial. I've been approved of every other payout I got. I got approved for 8 payouts since May 1st. May 2nd was the first payout I ever requested. I requested 9. I got approved for 8 of them. So anyway, so now here's the new rules. Canadian futures trader. I don't know if you know who he is. I've heard of him. He seems like a cool guy. He's been around for a while, a lot longer than me. I just hit 3,000 subscribers. This dude has like 140,000 subscribers. So obviously he's been in the game for a while. He's been at it for a while. He's been working with Apex for years. So he has a relationship with them. So he was able to have a guy named John. I call him Jan. He's like he's like the second in command at Apex behind Darrell. He interviewed him for 3 hours, and then he basically took a summary of that and made a 12-minute video about the rule changes that are coming, which are coming on October 21st. So let me pull up the screenshot I took from his channel. I'm giving him the proper credit. I will even link to the summary video in my description below, so you could check it out for yourself. Just waiting for this to load. I got a lot of shit going on here, so let me get this. Here we go. So here's the rules basically. So we already know about this. I already talked about this. Payout request after 8 days. This I didn't know. They didn't say anything about this. 5+ days with 100+ profits. 100% available after fifth payout. Okay, cool. Safety net. This is the biggest rule. This is the biggest thing that's taking a lot of people for a loop. Usually, let's say on a $50,000 account, if you hit $2,600, which was the minimum profit threshold, you can request a payout as much as $2,000. That's an example. I'm not going to break down every single different account size, but now they have a safety net. They want you to go over your trailing drawdown. So anything above what your trailing drawdown is, becomes your safety net, and you could withdraw. So if the trailing drawdown on a 50K is 2,500, anything, it's basically a buffer now. That's your buffer. Just like Take Profit Trader, right? Just like a lot of prop firms. I know Trade Days like that. They're basically going along that line. It's almost like they're adding another step, basically, I think. So you can't pull, the max, like I always tell people, and I always did it. Anytime I got to 2,600 and I could request a payout, even if I was over, I was at 3,000, I would request the max because you just never know when you're going to get there again. So right here is the biggest change right here. So now it's no longer you get to 2,600 and you can request a payout. It's anything above the trailing drawdown. So if your trailing drawdown on a 50K, for example, is 2,500, anything above that. So if you get to 3,000 in profit, you can request 500. Now, with that said, I'm still not sure about these rules. I'm learning about this too. We're all trying to make sense of it. Obviously, we're gonna have to wait for Apex to actually officially post these rules and then make their fucking 5 hours worth of videos, about it, and then start calling people earners and burners and schemers and scammers and all that bullshit they pull. But through all, aside from all that, you could fucking figure out what they're doing. There's a couple things that are a little in a gray area, and that's one of them for me. Because like with the question I have is, okay, so if I get to 3,000 in profit, which makes me $500 above my trailing drawdown, that means I can request 500. What becomes my trailing drawdown after that? Because before that, it was you request, let's say you're at 2,800 in profit, you can't go. So once you get, let's say you're at 52,800, you can't go below 50,100 once you get over the profit threshold. Okay. So I can request 2,700. Well, I can request 2,000, right? Let's say I requested 2,000. I'd be at 50,700. That would mean I would have $600 of remaining drawdown. What happens now if I'm at 53,000 and I request 500? That puts me at the trailing drawdown, right? That puts me at my trailing drawdown. Does that mean I still have this trailing drawdown? Or does that mean I have no trailing drawdown available to me? So that's the stuff that we got to figure out. I guess we'll figure out in the coming days and weeks. Once they fucking clarify all this. And obviously, this is not official yet, but it is. I mean, he's an insider with them. He's been working with them for years. I take this as gospel. He interviewed the second in command at Apex for 3 hours about all this shit. So he basically made a summary video, so we didn't have to sit through it for 3 hours. All right. So next thing is payout denials should be minimal. We'll be reviewing before payout requests and also throughout the month. They were also talking about, since I seen this, I saw Darrell talking about this when he was being interviewed, that they're going to basically be more proactive about that and give you a heads up like, hey, listen, you're getting close to, this type of activity is, you got to clean it up or whatever. I don't even know what that means. We'll see what happens. Trading rules, don't risk reward more than 5-1. It used to be 4-1. Now they give you a little bit more room, I guess. Don't risk more than 30% of your starting profits on one trade. Another one. So basically, like if you're on day 3 and you have $1,000 in profits, don't lose $300 in one trade. I mean, that could happen fucking easily, especially the way I trade. This happened to me so many times. So now am I gonna fucking be in trouble now because of how I trade, because I'm aggressive, and sometimes I go down big before I fucking win the trade, or I take shots and it fucking doesn't work out, and because I trade minis, now I got to trade micros and shit. So that's weird. Especially, what about day 1 when you don't have any profit? What do you do? So there's a lot of gray areas with this. I just wanted to make this video to make you guys aware of it in case you did not see the news or anything, and you're not blindsided. And then I'm sure this is going to be a hot topic for the next. I can't wait to be on the stream talking about this shit and people saying blah, blah, blah. It'll be fun. But all I ever say is, listen, I say this all the time. I've been saying this since I've been streaming or since I've started my channel. Don't keep all of your eggs in one prop firm's basket. Don't go all in Apex. I'm not just saying Apex. Don't go all in any of them, right? I have accounts with Apex, Take Profit Trader, my funded futures, and now I just started trading with Trade Day, right? I'm and so I'm starting to feel like I'm a little spread thin just because I'm not giving myself enough time to trade. But whatever, I have multiple accounts in multiple prop firms because they all have different rules and different time frames of when you can request payouts. And I'd like to get paid often, not just every fucking 2 weeks from Apex, or maybe their rules, maybe my trading style is evolving and maybe Apex isn't the best thing for me. But right now, I'm okay with this. I'm a little fucking bummed. I don't know. Now I got to grow the account. It's just like having a take profit trader account. It's the same shit minus the daily loss limit. So that's how I see it. I see it as just like having a take profit trader account. I've gone over the threshold plenty of times. I've gotten to 3,200, 3,300, 3,100, 2,900 on the payouts I requested. So instead of being able to request 2,000, now I can only request 700, 600, 500, whatever the number is. And you know what? If that's what it's going to be, then so be it. As soon as I can request payouts, I'm going to request the payouts. Whatever I can request, I'm taking as much as I can. That's how I'm always going to approach this shit with prop firms, because there's been so many times, with other prop firms like Top Step, I had an account. I didn't request a payout when I could have. I was like, oh, I'm just going to get more. I'm going to give myself a little bit more so I could, even with Apex, just so many times where I didn't request when I should have, and I fucked myself out of a payout. So I'm not doing that. I stopped doing that. I'm just taking the money as soon as I can. I just did it recently with my funded futures, although I did get my first ever payout with them for $1,001 last week or the week before. I don't remember when it was. But I had another account that I was over. I had it locked, and I was like, I want to give myself more room so I could keep this account beyond after I request a payout, and I ended up blowing the account a couple of days later. So lesson learned. I did that same thing with Top Step, so I'm not doing that shit anymore. So if all I could do, I get to 3,000 in profit, and I can request a payout, I'm just going to take 500. But obviously, this is all, we don't know exactly the specifics. There's more. It's kind of vague in some areas. In a lot of areas, the biggest change, as far as I'm concerned, is this safety net. You can no longer request 2,000 when you get to 2,600. You can only request whatever you are above your drawdown. So it's a buffer now. That's the biggest difference I've seen. Flipping is allowed, DCA allowed, news still allowed. I guess that doesn't make any sense. I never even knew you could trade in news. I just kind of stayed away from it because it's fucking crazy anyway. And this only applies to funded accounts, okay? You could still do whatever the fuck you want with an eval. It's straight up casino style. You could gamble your way to a passing. You could go full port in one trade. You could do whatever the fuck you want. This is all on funded accounts only, not live accounts, which I don't know anyone who has a live account yet, but they're going to start working people into it, allegedly. This is only for your performance accounts, your funded accounts. Anyway, if you have any questions about this or any thoughts, what your interpretation of all of this is, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. If you want to check Apex out, they're doing an 80% off sale right now. Use coupon code ZERODAYJAY if you want to grab some more accounts. I think it's ending, but they're probably going to extend it. I don't know. They're probably going to do a big sale to fucking basically say, sorry, we changed the rules on you guys again. So here's a big discount. But my link is in the description below. Put in coupon code ZERODAYJAY. It's the best coupon code in the world. According to the prop firm Streets, it has the highest pass rate and the highest payout rate. I can't confirm that with actual data, but the DGen data tells me this is the case. And you'll be supporting the channel. We just hit 3,000 subscribers. So once again, thank you so much. If you're one of them, really appreciate the support. Looking to get to 10,000 and beyond. Anyway, like I said, any questions about this or comments, leave it in the section below. And smash the like button for Trevor Laconte. Subscribe to the channel, all that good shit, and I'll talk to you soon.